I'm Doug Geed. In your headlines, Newsday investigates a deal between New York State and the PGA. 2 more tournaments will be set at Bethpage Black, one in 2028, the other in 2033. Now, despite receiving millions of dollars in site fees to host the 2019 PGA Championship and this year's Ryder Cup, the state won't charge any site fees this time around. Coming up, what the state hopes to gain from that agreement. One of the National Guard members shot near the White House has died. President Trump said yesterday that Specialist Sarah Deckstrom died, while Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf is still fighting for his life. The suspected shooter is an Afghan national. President Trump later vowing to permanently pause migration from poorer nations, as he put it. And a first in Newsday, Islip Town's new budget has passed by default. This comes after board members failed to adopt a spending plan by the deadline. Under the new budget, the town portion of tax bills will increase $73 a year for the average Islip homeowner starting next year. And today starts the unofficial kickoff to the holiday shopping season. But this year, high costs are causing Long Islanders to spend a little more cautiously. Experts believe stores including Walmart, Ross, and TJ Maxx will draw in customers looking to stretch their dollars a little more. And the LIRR is getting in on the holiday spirit. Holiday lights trains will start running today and continue through New Year's. Pretty festive. Metro North's holiday lights trains, they debuted last year. And this 8-year-old girl from Island Park has become a little lifesaver. Abigail Lopez completed her training earlier this month. Now that includes an online exam, a practical exam, and a more than 3-hour course. Abigail says she was inspired by her mother, who's an Island Park Rescue Company volunteer. She once saved a man's life at a bank.
If somebody collapses in front of me, even my parents, I can save their lives.
Abigail only got 2 questions wrong on the online exam. Well, checking out your Friday forecast, bundle up for Black Friday shopping. It's mostly sunny, but highs only in the 40s. And with the wind chill, it'll make it feel more like in the 20s and 30s. Tomorrow, a little more sunny, but otherwise it looks and feels a lot like today, temperature-wise. Does warm up for Sunday, but rain will also close out the weekend. We're tracking more wet weather for Tuesday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Only in Newsday, after a bird flu outbreak dealt a devastating setback to Long Island's largest remaining duck farm, it's now starting to thrive again. Virginia Huey paid a visit to Crescent Duck Farms in Aquebogue.
You're listening to the sound of a comeback at Crescent Duck Farm in Aquebogue.
It's a good feeling to go back and see healthy animals growing and living and thriving.
Owner Douglas Corwin can't help but smile when he sees his flock, now 12,500 strong, after suffering a devastating setback following a bird flu case in January.
It totally shocked us at that point in time.
After the mandatory slaughter of nearly his entire flock of 99,000 birds, Corwin's farm fell silent for the first time in its 117 years. He was forced to lay off most of his workers.
Well, it was total silence, We were in quarantine. You couldn't go up there. All these barns had to be totally sanitized, and it was a very eerie feeling.
The future of the last commercial duck farm on Long Island was in question, but the 67-year-old lifetime duck farmer felt failure was not an option.
I'm the 14th generation on the land. I don't want to be the last person doing this. Fortunately, New York State allowed us to save some very old eggs. We got a few baby ducks from it. We've reproduced those baby ducks.
The next 6 months will be critical in the rebuilding process. Corwin is now growing the second generation of 10,000 ducks to the point where they can lay eggs starting next year.
The second generation is the key. The second generation is what breeds. It gets us up to a level of breeding that we can get the offspring from that third generation to restart again.
Corwin has also been able to hire back some 30 workers part-time. And while the threat of another big bird flu outbreak worries him, Corwin is hopeful he'll be back in business 100% by the 2026 holiday season.
It's like spring in the fall. It's there's that rebirth that's coming, which is a great thing.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
You could read more about Crescent Duck Farm on Newsday.com. Just click Get More. It's below the Newsday TV video box. And Newsday investigates a deal reached between New York State and the PGA to host two more major championships here. The 2028 KPMG Women's Championship and the 2033 PGA Championship will both be held at Bethpage Black. But unlike with previous tournaments, including this year's Ryder Cup, the state won't be charging a site fee. Newsday investigative reporter Peter Diori explains why.
When they had the 2019 PGA Championship at Bethpage State Park's office got a site fee of around $2.7 million. For the Ryder Cup, which just finished in September, State Park's office got a site fee of $5 million. But this is part of a sort of a deal between the Parks Office and the PGA, and basically the State Parks Office agreed to terms saying no site fee, use the parks more or less for free. And their argument is that this is a big economic boost for Long Island. This brings a lot of people, this brings in a ton of money. And so they're saying, you know, even if we offer these parks more or less for free, it's worth it for Long Island.
And you could read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Well, after the big Thanksgiving dinner feast, you might not be in the mood for leftovers tonight or for cooking. You might even want to dine out. In this week's FeedMe TV, food writer Erica Marcus shows us where to go in Huntington.
Huntington has always been one of Long Island's most dynamic dining scenes. There are always places opening and closing, but the last year, it seems like more important places have closed and more exciting places have opened than ever before. So we're starting here at what until very recently was Red Restaurant and Bar. Very shortly after Red closed up shop, we learned that Luca's Steak was opening here from a team headed by David Tunney, who also owns Old Fields Barbecue around the corner and Luca, a really great Italian restaurant in Stony Brook. Now across the street, this is Kahani. This is a high-end Indian gastro lounge. This place is owned by three brothers, the Singh brothers, and they've got another very casual place just down the road. Burgers, this opened last year, and these brothers, you know, they did the fast, casual, quick serve thing, and now they want to do the high-end thing. Mango, I don't know much about it, except I know it's a dessert place. I think they have sort of an Asian vibe, and it takes over the short-lived Sunday donuts. If you're an old-time Huntingtonian, this sign will be familiar to you. Burger Haven, for decades, was on Pulaski Road in Huntington Station, and the owners of Burger Haven arranged with the people who owned that to use the signage and use the menu and really practically the prices. You can get a burger here for $2.50. If you don't go past Girard Street, you don't get to Urubamba Pisco Bar, which opened this year, and it is just a wonderful restaurant that highlights the incredibly sophisticated cuisine of Peru. You know, this hasn't been that long a walk for me, but I do feel like I have been talking for 2 hours straight, so I'm going to go inside and have a drink.
And you can find out more places to eat in Huntington on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Trending toys and hot holiday gifts. Newsday has you covered this year. Macy Eglin and family writer Beth Whitehouse are making shopping a snap.
We are talking about Newsday's ultimate holiday gift guide for 2025. We are with Newsday's family writer Beth Whitehouse talking about these great gifts. Let's get right into it, Beth.
So movies always inspire toys, and this year Wicked for Good is just out. So Care Bears is out with a set of Elphaba and Glinda so that you can have both of them to hug.
Love those.
And then toy makers always try to redo things that are big hits. So hatching toys are always big.
Absolutely.
So this year you're hatching a primal hatch dinosaur.
A little baby dinosaur.
Yeah, Furbies have been big for decades.
Huge, yes.
Usually it's just the Furby head. This year the DJ Furby has a long body like a snake.
It's like a Furby snake.
Yes.
I love this. You can cuddle it. So cute. Does it still talk in the middle of the night?
It does.
Oh,
I'm afraid to turn it on.
Still a
I'll
little
never be able
scary.
to get it off. Squishmallows is a hit with
Huge,
kids.
yes.
And they have expanded their line into perfume. So give me
Okay,
your wrist.
let's get a little try of this. I love that they have the little sprayer too.
So
That's
cute,
so
right?
cute.
It's very French.
Very old school. Yeah, it smells great. Oh, tweens will love that.
I
That's
know,
great.
it smells really good.
Yeah, it does.
And My Little Pony is out with a trading card line, so you may see kids with these at school. Social media spurs toys, and this is the Gen Me Get Ready With Me set, so that adults go on social media, they say, put on my makeup
do their
with
makeup,
me.
yep.
Gives tweens the chance to do their makeup as well.
They'll love that.
For your littlest ones, of course, Miss Rachel is
Staple in
always
my
a hit.
house. A huge staple in my house.
This year we've got the spinning learning wheel with Miss Rachel. So that
Hi, friends. Love it. So cute.
And then for your splurge, this is the early rider. Look at this little seat. This is for kids from 10 months to 24 months. And there's of course, there's a parental control bar so that if they get a little too daredevil, you can control the action.
Cute little balance bike, so something for all ages. And we have over 100 more gifts that you can check out on Newsday's holiday gift guide on our website, newsday.com. Thank you so much, Beth.
You're welcome.
We appreciate
Happy
it.
holidays.
And you can see more of all these stories on Newsday.com. Also watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and other services that you see here. I'm Doug Geed. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. More local news coming up.
Powerful and personal. Newsday's documentaries explore the Long Island experience. Now streaming on Newsday TV.